Find your gavel.
Huh?
Find your gavel and start the meeting. Please.
Yes. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first gathering of this month of November. Hope you guys are having a good day so far. I hope you guys also had a great Halloween. Did anyone happen to dress up this Halloween?
You did?
What'd you dress up as?
It's like a character that like broke out of the graveyard after painting my face or put makeup on my face. Just wore some old clothes.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
have a
we
photo.
dressed up at work.
You happen to have a photo of it?
I'd have to look through my phone.
Okay.
Maybe.
You get the chance, please show us at the end of the video.
I have to see if I
Yeah, I
can.
appreciate
I know I'm in some pictures,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I haven't seen them on my phone and things coming through.
Okay, it's all good.
I'll-
If you
I'll
can, if
look
you
for
find
it.
it, show it to us. Did you happen to dress up, Andrew, for Halloween? I saw you dressed up earlier.
I did. That mask that you saw me wearing earlier, that was my costume. I guess you could call it like an old man Grim Reaper with the glasses on and the cane. Pretty cool.
Really cool. Did you happen to go trick or treating too?
I just sat on the porch and stared at people.
That's the way to go. All right. So I will now switch it over to our invocation for tonight, which will be also me. So I actually have a quote for this role, which is, "The future of this republic is in the hands of the American voters," by Dwight D. Eisenhower, former US president. I picked this quote because today was election day. Did anyone happen to vote today?
I voted today.
I ready to go.
Guys, Zach and Lee voted today. Anyone else vote?
I can't vote here.
Excuses.
I can't vote here either, so.
Did you happen to vote, Sandeep?
He can.
Did you happen to vote?
He can't vote here
You
either.
vote?
No, did you vote today?
What?
Yeah, vote.
No.
But
Why?
For whom?
I don't even know.
Never mind.
Indian Prime Minister.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know.
Awesome. Well, to the people who voted, congrats. And the people who didn't vote, shame on you guys. And shame on me too, because I didn't vote today.
Oh, man.
You said you voted.
I didn't vote today. Yeah, so I will now switch it over to our Toastmaster of the evening, which will be Mr. Sandeep.
Actually, technically, I'm supposed to say a couple things.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'll switch it
No,
over to
it's only because I didn't print out the agenda.
no, it's all good.
All right,
He's got a
thank you so
lot.
much for that. Intro. Go. So this is going to be kind of an informal, like extra informal meeting. David is out sick. We're thankful that he brought this tote full of random things. We don't have any guests this evening. It's going to be a one speech, or one speech night. Some table topics by lovely Niv, and one evaluation. Just a pretty short and sweet sort of meeting. Yes, I voted today. I really don't know what to say about it. I mean, here's the thing. I should have voted early, but whatever. Better late than never. I went straight from work to eat, to vote, to home, and then back here. Anyhow, I don't know what else to say. No guests, no nothing. So I am going to turn it over. I don't think there's any announcements either. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Sandeep Rani, our Toastmaster of the evening.
The agenda?
You have it there. You have the agenda, but I mean, neither the speech introduction either. So we're going to have to read it from that. All right. Take it away.
Okay, good evening, everyone. It was fun. We don't have any guests today. So we are already in November, which is my favorite month. Because one, it's my birthday, and then the shopping season, and then we have a lot of holidays. So more fun, less work. So I'm excited. So we don't have any invocation today, so I just thought I can share something with you. So I was just watching this video on YouTube. I think it's by Dan Gilbert. He's a psychologist, and he was talking about happiness. So what he was saying is basically that up to an income of 75,000 per year, happiness increases. But then after that, it hits a plateau. So after that, more money doesn't bring more happiness. But the single most important determinant of happiness, what he said was social relationships. So if you want to see, or if you want to find out if someone is happy, just find out how they have the social relationships, how close they are to the family, how close they are to their friends and extended family, and so on. So, but in this world, people try to chase, more money, more wealth, and in turn give up happiness and social relationships. So I think we must try to find a balance between everything. So with that, we'll go into the meeting. So we have one speech, which is Lee Walker, and then we just have the table topics by Nev, and then we'll move on to the evaluations. So I think it's now the time to turn it back to the general evaluator of the evening to introduce his team and his role. Mr. General Evaluator.
So that's the general evaluator's name.
Thanks, Nev.
There we go. All right. Thank you so much, Sandeep Rani. Thank you for leaving this up here. So I'm the general evaluator this evening. I will be evaluating the meeting as a whole from the last time we met, which is a week ago, until now. I'm going to give a general evaluation towards the end of the meeting. Having said that, I also have a couple helper roles because I couldn't do this all by myself, as much as I'd like to. Much as I still think that David wants to have me do that meeting where I have every single role. I don't know why. I'm just like I'm like Robin Williams or like some sort of one-man show. Anyways, the first up, I'm going to bring up the grammarian all counter, Mr. Sean Markle. Tell us a little bit about your roles.
Yes. Hello, once again, everybody. My name is Sean Markle, and I am the grammarian / all counter for this evening. So pretty much the all counter, or the role of the all counter, is to count how many times you guys, not you guys, but the speaker says filler words, for example, consciously and unconsciously. I will be keeping tabs of how many times you guys say that. And also the other role I am fulfilling is grammarian, which is pretty much someone that focuses on your usage of grammar, making sure you guys are using grammar properly. And now I will switch it back over to our general evaluator because I am done explaining.
Thank you so much, Sean Markle, for that. The strange thing about it is my like sort of relaxed style, even my sense of humor involves words like so, and repeated words. So I honestly should either completely drop that humor, drop that casual sort of style, or just fully embrace it and start my own Toastmasters club that is strictly filler words. We can just call it the filler words. All right, next up, we've got our Wordmaster Listen Up, Mr. Andrew Bullock. Please tell us about those roles.
Thank you, Mr. Johnny Evaluator. My name is Andrew, and I am your Wordmaster. Listen up. Our word today is ardent, which is an adjective meaning having intense feelings of enthusiasm or support. Used in a sentence, I am an ardent Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Ooh.
No, you can suck it. All right. My other role is the listen up, where I will listen to things that take place during the meeting and quiz you about it after. So be sure you listen up. Back to you, Mr. Joey Evaluator.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Andrew Bullock, for that explanation. I ardently approve of your word, and I ardently approve of my choices that I did for my vote, for this election especially. I won't get into too much detail as to why, but having said that, you know, I ardently approve of my choices. Lastly, we're going to bring up, or actually not lastly, but ultimately, we're going to bring up the timer role. Miss Valerie Meyer, come up and tell us a little bit about your role.
All right, I am your timer for the day. Well, I'm not the timer, but I'm going to be keeping time. For the minimal time requirement, I'm going to put up the green sign. And then when you're like midway, you can wrap it up. I'll put up the yellow. And then towards the end, when you really need to stop talking, I'll put up the red. And so we just have one speech today. So 4 minutes, I will display the green light. Are you doing 5? It's 5 minutes. 5 minutes, I will display the green light. And then 6 minutes, I will display the yellow light. And then 7 minutes, I'll display the red light. And for table topics, you get 1 to 2 minutes. And the green one will be for 1 minute, and the yellow one will be for 2 minutes. 1.5, and then the red will be for 2 minutes. All right.
And the speech evaluation.
And the speech evaluations. So the green will be for 2 minutes, the yellow will be for 2.5 minutes, and the red will be for 3 minutes. And I'll give it back to Jane and evaluate.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mallory Myers, for that great introduction. We are going to have Niv, our table topics master, come up and briefly explain and maybe even give, you know, like a theme if she has one for our table topics.
So as the table topics master of the evening, and today's theme is festivals, and I'll be talking about the festivals which are upcoming. So there's an Indian festival which is coming up, which is Diwali. It's a festival of light. And then there's Thanksgiving, and finally we have Christmas to wrap up with. So keep that in mind that I'll be having questions based off on that. And good luck.
Thank you. For that introduction of table topics. Yeah, I think I'm vaguely familiar with this Festival of Light. I don't know the name. You could say it again, and I would probably be like, yes, and then I would immediately forget it. But yeah, and obviously I know quite a bit about Thanksgiving, as most Americans in here do. I don't think that there's any other festivals that I can think of. I mean, I'm sure that they definitely exist in other countries. Christmas, obviously. But yeah, I look forward to your table topics questions. And finally, briefly, we'll talk about the evaluation, that Sean Markle is going to give. You want to just briefly talk about what you're going to do for your evaluation? You don't have anything to say?
Yeah,
Just sit in your chair. All right. Very brief. Don't get nervous.
So pretty much I am evaluating Lee Walker's speech tonight, and as an evaluator, I will be keeping tabs of many things that we should be working on, like clarity, vocal writing, eye contact, gestures, audience awareness, comfort level, interest, and topic. And throughout his speech, I will be evaluating, writing down notes, jotting down notes about what he did great, and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. So yeah, now back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And without further ado, we're going to bring up our fifth match of the evening, Sandeep Rani, and he's going to introduce our speaker, Lee Walker. Sandeep.
Thank you, Mr. General. Explanation of all the roles. So now it's time to bring up the speaker. So he's doing his pathways in leadership development, and he's in level 2 of Toastmasters mentoring. And he has spoken about some of his JC friends. Today he'll be talking about his friend George. Lee Walker, my friend George, Lee Walker. Let's welcome Lee Walker to the stage.
Jorge, Gio, Alcaraz, GVG, Resort Management. These are all some names, nicknames that we've called over the years. My friend George Alcaraz, and I first met George in the Virginia Beach JCs in 1993 when I joined after going to a couple of meetings back then after graduating college. And over the years, I've gotten to know George pretty well. We worked on a lot of projects in the JCs, mainly the East Coast Surfing Championships. He owns a construction company, and it's been different names over the years. It was first GVG, which I just yelled out. That was himself, his brother, and his first wife at the time. And now it's Construction Services Management, and he also has an event planning company, Resort Management, that he helps run the East Coast Surfing Championships because he's the one paid employee, the general manager. But so George has really been involved with the East Coast Surfing Championships with this construction company. He has a couple of workers, and they come out and help us set everything up. But years ago, back in the 90s, shortly after I met George, he helped us build the skateboard ramps. He helped us build the stage for the bands, entertainment. He helped build put the scaffolding together down in the sand for the surfing part of the event for the judges and all the administrative staff for the surfing contest. And I've had an inside view or eye point or viewpoint to watch George over the years do all these things, and he's mentored a lot of people in the JCs. He's helped me out a lot. He did co-chair the event back in 1997, and then I co-chaired it with a friend of mine in the JCs in 2000, and we were on each other's committee. So as I said, we've worked several years on the event together, helping each other out. And George, you age out at age 40 in the JCs, but he still helps out a lot with the chapter and helping them out on that project and other things. And he's gotten to know a lot of people around the town. He used to work for the city of Virginia Beach years ago. I think he's on a couple of different committees. One of the mayor's committees now, and on the planning commission. So he has a lot of connections and a lot of help. And now he's running a restaurant we reopened at the beginning of this year, back in February. It was a hot dog and hamburger place, Uncle Al's, with that name, but he's changed it. We're not part of that company or business anymore, and it's called Shadowlawn Eats, and he's brought in a whole new staff. So once again, I get another up close and personal relationship with George, because he runs his construction company from the restaurant there. He's always on the phone. He's always talking to somebody. There's always people coming in the restaurant to meet him. And yeah, he does go out on the job sites and check things out, make sure things are done right. And in Shadowlawn, he's built a handful of homes in that neighborhood. So he knows a lot of people in Shadowlawn, and he's built houses in that neighborhood. And so I've gotten to see him again resurrect this restaurant into he's got a whole new menu, whole new staff. He's got an executive chef that made up the menu, all these things. He built the tables, put the tile in, he refurbished the bathrooms. It used to be a laundromat. There's a picture in the restaurant when it was a laundromat, or when he was like disassembling everything and getting ready to build it up. So as I said, my friend George has been really encouraging to me, encouraging to a lot of people. The JCs, a lot of people look up to him. A lot of people admire him. He's helped a lot of people. And I'm just very fortunate and thankful that I know somebody like George. I have somebody like George in my life for guidance and help all these years. Mr. Tastemaster.
Thank you for the ardent speech, Lee Walker. From the speech, I could see that you're someone who values friendships and relationships very good. So now could we have 1 minute on the timer, please? Mr. Timer? Oh, Miss Timer? Okay, so with that, I think we can have a 5 minute break and come back at 7:27.
All right. How's everyone doing? Good, good. Guess what I purchased yesterday? Socks. Tupac socks. Yeah, man. Tupac socks from Burlington Coat Factory.
You must got a deal on them. What you, how much?
$2. So two pack.
2 packs of
Two-pack.
Tupac.
They were $2.99. So $2.99 2-pack Tupac socks.
Wow.
I know, right?
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
For $2.99.
I'm an ardently love them. No, I don't know if that's how you would describe it. How you doing, Andrew?
I'm okay. Just been busy.
Ah.
Yeah.
Did you quit McDonald's?
Yes. Although I actually haven't worked in almost 2 weeks because they took me off the schedule when I told them I was leaving at the end of the month. It's like I said I was leaving at the end of the month. Why take me off the schedule now?
Huh.
Whatever. Let them suffer.
Are you not allowed to work there ever again or something like that?
I can go back. I mean, I already got Henry bugging me to come back, and I said, nah, I don't think so. Henry's the district manager. He's been bugging me for 3 days so far. Yeah. I was part-time anyway. They can't really need me that much.
Yeah.
Andrew, they're in shambles after you left. They're dying to have you back.
Yeah. Well, here's to hoping. Let them suffer.
So has it snowed yet up there?
No, but it is pretty cold. We haven't had a day over 50 in over a week now.
Yeah, it finally got below 50 or 60s here.
Yeah, below 60.
In fact, it is currently 44 degrees with rain. We actually had hail last night. That was fun.
Nicest suit dress for a speech, right? Is that enough? That's it there.
Help me out
Yeah.
sometime.
What speech was that? Evaluation and feedback?
No, mentoring.
Oh, mentoring. Oh, okay. So
Mentoring.
George is your mentor?
I just kind of made this. I mean, it's all true. When I talked about it, we don't have a form, I guess you say we don't have a formal mentorship. We just, it's more of a friendship, but
Sure.
I've learned a lot.
Sure. Is he older than you? Younger?
Yeah, he's 60.
My mentor
53.
that I mentioned is like at least 5 years younger than me or something like that. No, 2 or 3 years younger than me. My friend Chris.
It's Robert, one of the members.
I mean, sort of, but I mean, the one I mentioned when I did my mentoring speech is the guy that helped me run the half marathon.
Oh, right.
I mean, I guess I could do Robert now that.
10,000 meters, what's that? The half marathon?
No, it's-
5,000.
no, 10K is 10K.
10K is
Half
10.
marathon is 13.1 miles. I don't know how many
11.1
kilometers that
miles.
is.
Into 1.6.
What?
Into 1.6. What's that? 13. Somewhere around 21 kilometers.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know kilometers. Work.
I'm changing it up. We didn't talk about it.
I don't know some miles.
21.082 kilometers. I ran that in Norfolk about a decade ago or so. I think. I don't know.
How much time?
The one and only time I'm going to run that long. Is that done?
Let's do it. All right.
It's any old moment you can bring the meeting back.
Is it time?
So,
Mm.
anytime, you want to go
Yeah,
back to?
Oh, okay, my bad.
I mean,
I
we
wasn't
can wait.
paying
We can wait till
Yeah,
7:30. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we can. It's fine. Just take a
So
break.
I think I collected my thoughts.
All right.
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we just want to make sure you have
Yeah.
your time.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, calling the meeting gathering back to order. So now we will switch it over to our evaluation, which will be me.
Type this up.
Oh, wait, table topics?
Table.
Oh, sorry. We'll be switching over to our table topics, and we'll be hosted by our newest member, Niv. So round of applause, please.
Right, as I mentioned you that the topics are going to be about festivals. The first question I have here is to Zach.
All right.
So, if you're given a choice to choose your Thanksgiving turkey and meat, what would it be and why?
Okay, thank you so much for that question, Niv. If I had to give my Thanksgiving turkey a name, what would it be and why? Honestly, it'd be kind of weird to name a turkey, mostly just because, I don't like, you don't kill that which, you've named. I mean, I saw this thing, it's this documentary, it's called Baby Otter 401 or something like that. And it was all about how, like, they wanted to give the otter a name, but they chose to just call it Baby Otter 401 because, naming the thing like, I don't know, Samantha or, Julie or even, something cute like, I don't know, Miss Freddie or something or Miss whatever would just add to the attachment they would have for this pet. Or it's actually something that it was like an otter that they were supposed to like bring back to, from, it was like in captivity, and then they were going to try to bring it back off to the wild. So naming your turkey would just be really, really sad when you see this thing on, the platter and you're just like crying, like, oh, Darcy, oh, oh no. But anyways, I mean, yeah, I would name my my turkey Darcy, but you know, that's a whole nother reason why I would name my turkey Darcy. All right, thank you for that. Back to you.
Thanks for the speech, Zach, and yeah, Darcy sounds a cute name. So moving on to the next question. I'll have Lee up here. So, what is the weirdest side dish that you've had during the Thanksgiving dinner? A weirdest side dish?
Weirdest
Side
side
dish.
dish.
Yeah. Or it could be anything, like even a dinner.
Oh, Toastmasters and guests. The weirdest side dish or item or occurrence or something at a Thanksgiving family gathering or with friends. I really can't think of anything weird or out of the ordinary. I mean, we usually had turkey, gravy, dressing, potatoes, sweet potatoes, pumpkin pie, cranberry sauce. All those things that we usually have, or most people or most families have at a Thanksgiving holiday meal or gathering. There's nothing really comes to mind out of the ordinary on that. But as I've just talked about, one of the restaurants I work at, Shadow Lawn Eats, we, Chad, the executive chef, a few weeks ago or a month ago, decided to order octopus as a special dish. That doesn't really have anything. We didn't do that for Thanksgiving or even Halloween. It just came up with the idea, and a few customers ordered it. I don't think I tried it. Some of the other staff did, and we don't have that on the menu anymore. It was just a special thing. Mr. or Madam Table Topics Master.
Thanks for sharing your experience, Lee. So, moving on to the next question. AJ, I have a question for you. Which is your most favorite Christmas movie and why?
Right, you're muted.
Oh yeah, okay, there you go. Thank you, Nev. I've actually had this question before in Table Topics. My favorite Christmas movie, and it should come as no surprise to anybody, is Die Hard. There's no greater Christmas movie than Die Hard. Yippee-ki-yay! I'm not gonna finish that. And a lot of people say that it's not a Christmas movie, but come on, it takes place on Christmas. Like it's very Christmassy. And I am not a Christmas person. I don't celebrate Christmas myself, but you know, with all of the activities around Christmas, you know, there's always that push to develop an appreciation for the holiday, and you know, to take some of to add some fun to it. You know, what I do is I watch movies on Christmas, and Die Hard's usually the first movie I watch. The second movie would be Deadpool. And the third movie would probably be oh yeah, Star Wars. I always watch Star Wars on Christmas. You can never go wrong with Star Wars. So yeah, but Die Hard would be my favorite Christmas movie of all time. Back to you, Nev.
Thanks for that, AJ. So, my favorite Christmas movie would be, I think, The Polar Express, Home Alone. Yeah, growing up, I used to watch them several times. So, yeah, just wanted to share that. And can I have Sandeep here? So, describe your most favorite Diwali experience as a kid.
Thanks for the question. Not sure how many of you know Diwali here, but it's called the Festival of Lights because we burst crackers for almost like a week before Diwali, and then it keeps extending for the next 2 to 3 days. And we start like early in the morning at 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. We just like take bath and just wear the new clothes, and then we start bursting crackers for the whole day. So that used to happen when we were all kids. What would be my most favorite Diwali experience? But I'll just like try to explain what Diwali is. And so we burst crackers, and then we try to meet our friends, our relatives. We like share our sweets with each other, and then we have lunch and breakfast together. And then new movies keep releasing on Diwali days, like some big actors movies and everything get released. So we kind of go with the family and friends to watch these movies. But that's like kind of a get together for all the family and friends. So it's more of like happiness sharing, and it's one of like the biggest festivals. Like so because it happens for like almost 2 to 3 weeks, and so that would be a description of Diwali. But I couldn't recollect any specific experience what you asked for. Back to you.
Thanks for sharing your experience, Sandeep. So I remember growing up, like bursting crackers, like as you see 4th of July, you have all the fireworks going up and all the colors up there. But when we were growing up, we used to get small rockets, and we used to use the Coca-Cola bottle, the glass bottle, and used to fire up. Sometimes it used to fall, and it used to just get inside someone's house, and then so we used to get scolded like very bad. So that's a fun experience I would like to share. And can I have Sean here on stage? So yeah, if you could invite any celebrity for your Thanksgiving dinner, who would that be and why?
Where can do your favorite Diwali experience?
Well, if I could invite any celebrity I wanted to for my Thanksgiving, I would invite none other than Donald Trump. And I would invite Donald Trump because I would just love to hear what he has to say about Thanksgiving and the state of this country and his new social media app that he's creating called something, and his involvement with causing the insurrection early this year. But yeah, my mom's a big Donald Trump fan, so it'd be a pleasure for her to meet Donald Trump. She like endless talking about politics and a whole bunch of other weird things. I'm not really into politics. Like I really like Trump, but I figured it's Thanksgiving, and if I can invite any celebrity, it'd be Donald Trump. Because why not? I don't think not many people will get the chance to talk to Trump too, so it'd be cool. I actually went to the Trump Tower when I was 12 years old. I got a little preppy, little private school looking polo shirt from the Donald Trump merch store downstairs in New York City. Wore to school. I thought it was so cool. That's about it. Anyways, back to you, man.
Thanks. Can't say anything about that.
Oh,
Yeah, if I
Home Alone, which is one of your favorite movies, has Donald Trump.
Yeah, he
So there's a connection.
Right.
But yeah, if I were given a chance, I would definitely invite J.K. Rowling because I love Harry Potter, and yeah, I just want to like treat her so much that for making my childhood awesome. And can I also have Mallory? So, yeah. If you could invent a holiday, what would it be called, and what would you celebrate it?
So if I could invent a holiday, clearly it would be named Mallory. And what we would do, it will last a whole week, actually a whole month. And it will be in August because August is my birthday. August 19th is my birthday. So it'll be all of August. And so August, well, most of August, our horoscope is Leo, which is a lion. So everybody will have to dress up as a lion for the whole month. And you go around almost like Halloween. Okay, yeah, we'll dress up like lions, go around trick or treat, and then we'll go down to the beach and set up fireworks, and we'll yell to the moon, Mallory, Mallory.
Wow.
We'll start chanting to the moon, and that would be my holiday thou event. And also every one day a week, we'll also come together and we'll eat at the dinner table. And yeah, I like that. I like that holiday. And great questions. Thank you.
I like the holiday to be called as Mallory, and it sounds so much fun. Yeah, we all need Mallory holiday. And that's all I have for today. Over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Topics Master Nev. I think all the questions were creative and fun. So I think we all had a great time. With that, it's time to turn it to the general evaluator of the evening.
I don't know, check the schedule. Probably, I think so. Schedule say. I just want to call it schedule, but it's agenda. Pretty sure that it's me.
How about the timers report?
Oh, yes, timers report. Okay.
Okay, I get it.
All right.
Or,
See, this is why we keep him around.
Did I do the speech or
No, just timers report, like
the table topics?
up there and for table topics.
So timers report for table topics. First speaker was Zach Phillips. Your time was 1 minute and 35 seconds. The second speaker was Lee Walker. Your time was 1 minute and 38 seconds. The third speaker was AJ Bullock. Your time was 1 minute and 20 seconds. The fourth speaker was Sandeep. Your time was 1 minute and 27 seconds. Lost count. The fifth speaker was Sean Markle. Your time was 1 minute and 16 seconds. And the last speaker, which was me, was 1 minute and 11 seconds.
All right, let's vote.
Thank you, Madam Diamond.
Vote.
Yeah.
Scratch the paper and say. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just 6, and then Andrew is gonna. Scratch the paper. Okay. I have to share a pen. I don't know. Might be at least one more in the front. The marker.
I have one.
I need 5 more pens.
Yeah,
You have a pen, you have a pen, you have a pen, you have a pen. You have a pen? Sandeep, do you have a pen?
Yeah.
Okay. That just leaves me.
Did you cast your vote?
No, no.
I didn't get a scrap of paper.
I'll collect it.
You'll collect it?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Who's gonna count it?
Thank you.
You're gonna count it?
Yeah, I'll count them.
Okay, so I would now like to call upon the general evaluator of the evening, Zach Phillips, for the evaluation portion.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. No clap? It's clapping? I want to say something about art here, but I don't know. There we go. Wonderful. Agenda, yes.
Okay.
I'm an ardent fan of this agenda. Okay, so I'm going to bring up our one and only evaluator for our one and only speech, Mr. Sean Markle.
So tonight I will be evaluating Mr. Lee Walker's speech. And first and foremost, I want to say you dressed the part today. You are looking dapper. You got the suit on, you got the red tie on. You look like you're running for the position of Attorney General. So good job on that part. And congrats. But also, let's start off with how comfortable you were with the speech. I noticed that you seemed really comfortable during your speech, and I could understand pretty much everything you were saying. There was no stuttering, no mess up of grammar and whatnot. Let's see. And also, the layout of your speech was phenomenal. The way how you started off by the introduction of who Gregory was, and also what he's done and what you're doing from now. I really like the layout of how consistent and smooth each part or each component was, and it just flowed constantly. It didn't stop at all. It didn't feel forced. And then another thing I really liked was the topic of your speech, who Gregory was. Gregory seems like a really chill dude. Seems like he's taught you a lot of things throughout life. And if Gregory was in this room right now, he'd be crying. He'd be on his knees. Thank you, Lee. Thank you. Be crying because what you said about Gregory was phenomenal. A couple things I've noticed throughout your speech that you may want to work on next time is eye contact. I've noticed that you were mostly like glazing the area below the camera. You weren't quite looking at each audience member. And another thing you might want to work on is the speech and tone of, not speech, sorry, the speed and tone of your speech. I've noticed that throughout your speech, you were speaking in the same consistency and also the speed. So it'd be like, Gregory did this, blah, 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 Gregory did that, blah, blah. I feel like if you added, or if you switched it up a little and like added pauses or like switched up the tone, I feel like you could draw in the audience a little bit more and make the speech a little bit more intimate. And also, another thing I want to challenge you on is browsing the audience. If you look at everyone, just like Sandeep, Zach, everyone else, I feel like it would make you seem more of a comfortable speaker. But overall, you did a phenomenal job, and I feel like if you added these elements into your next speech, your speech would be out of this room, amazing, super beat. But anyways, good job. Now that's the general evaluation.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, moving on. I am going to get a timer's report on Sean's evaluation.
So I am ardently happy to give a report for Sean Markle's evaluation of Lee Walker's speech. His time was 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Thank you.
Right now, I'm going to bring up some of our helper roles. Firstly, I am going to bring up Sean Markle, talking about his grammarian and all captures report.
Hello again, everybody. I'm here to report my findings as a grammarian and outsider. And I apologize, I didn't do too good of a job because I was kind of preoccupied with evaluating Lee's speech, but I got a couple of uhs and ums throughout the speech, throughout the gathering. So anyways, let's start off with Zach. Zach, you had 3 uhs, 2 ums, and 1 so yeah. And then Andrew, I counted 3 uhs and 1 so yeah. And for Mallory, I counted 2 uhs, and then 1 and then 1 so yeah. And for Sandeep, I counted 2 uhs. That's about it. And then Lee, I counted 1 and 3 ums. And then Niv, I counted 1 and 1 um. That is it. Back to you, General Evaluator.
You guys can all be part of the filler word club that I'm going to start. Anyhow, nextly, I'm going to go to our word master, listen up, Mr. AJ Bullock, for his talk on the word ardent and the
All
listen.
right. Thank you, Zach. So I only tracked 2 people using the word ardent. I had Zach at 2 and Sandeep at 1. Did I miss any?
Miss Mallory.
Miss Mallory and
I'm so sorry about that, Mallory. Mallory got it 1 time. All right. All right. And after that, listen up. I got a few questions for you. First question from Sean Markle's evaluation of Lee Walker. Who is Gregory?
I meant to say George, I'm sorry. After I did my
I had to call that one out. All right. Seriously, though, what office did he say that Lee looked like he was running for?
Attorney General.
Attorney General, yep. All righty. What is Mallory's birthday?
April 19th?
August 19th.
August 19th. All right. From Lee's speech, what did the restaurant used to be before it became a restaurant?
Something Al's, famous Al's, Uncle Al's, or before it was a restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
Hot dog. Is it a hot dog? No.
That's still
It's a laundromat. That's what I heard. Did I hear that incorrectly?
Listen,
Yes, you said
so
correct.
It wasn't one,
your word is law, sir.
All right. What was my second favorite Christmas movie?
Oh,
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Deadpool. All right. What does Sean buy from the Trump Tower?
Oh, a polo because
Polo
it's nice.
shirt.
Yeah.
All right. And what did Zach say was a cute name for an otter?
Darcy.
Darcy.
He said Miss Freddie.
Hispanic? It's Freddie, okay.
Miss Freddie. All right. For the most part, y'all were paying attention. Congratulations. Back to you, Mr. Joint Evaluator.
Thank you so much for that, Wordmaster, listen up. So I'm going to talk a little bit about just the general evaluation for the meeting. It's a sort of a different sort of meeting, very low attended, but that's great, you know. We started on time, very important part. Filled all the roles except for the grammarian all counter, which we had to have like a sort of like a last minute thing with Sean Markle filling 2 roles. But yeah, good. I guess that, you know, in terms of me and the Toastmaster of the evening, we should send out the agenda earlier, as per something that Robert Riggs scolded me on earlier today. I know that someone like you, AJ, has been doing this for quite some time, and you actually like an earlier agenda. So yeah, I mean, even if the agenda is not filled out, it should be sent, maybe even sent twice. And I think that I remember when Robert was a part of the group, you know, more actively as the president, him sending out the agenda quite a couple times. And it's a new thing for me, you know, since we're meeting in person as opposed to meeting online. That doesn't mean that, you know, I can't like slowly learn what it takes, you know, to do the best event possible. Thank you once again for Lee, sort of last minute stepping up to the plate. Priscilla unfortunately had some sort of issue with her car. But yeah, I mean, things like this happen all the time. But all in all, great meeting, short meeting. We're going to close in about 1 hour as opposed to 2. It was a fun meeting. I liked Sean's evaluation. I do like the fact that you stepped outside of the lectern, which I should do right now. You did do some gestures, not a ton, but having said that, I did like the fact that you did some gestures, which most people you wouldn't think would do gestures for an evaluation as compared to a speech, definitely, and even some table topics. You even did this sort of thing, which everyone knows what that is. You can sort of imagine in your mind's eye what this is, and I don't remember what it was in reference to. But yeah, I really liked your evaluation. Keep up the good work. Unfortunately, David Marshall is ill, but I'm thankful that he brought this tote. Are you going to be available for next meeting,
Yeah,
Sean?
I'm gonna bring it back.
Okay, yeah. Next meeting. Wait, is next week a meeting or is it an officers meeting?
Next week is a regular meeting.
Okay. All right. Okay, so in terms of general evaluation, I liked all of our helper reports and things. So yeah, all in all, great meeting. And I'm going to turn it over to the Toastmaster of the evening, or do I turn it over to acting president?
That's up to you, buddy.
Okay, I'll turn it over to Toastmaster of the evening. Sonny Browning.
So now I think it's my responsibility to turn it back to the.
There we go. All right, wonderful. Love it. All right, it's good that and that's one other thing I can say is that like we've been keeping at the lectern until like someone else comes to the lectern for the most part. But anyways, I think that there's not any announcements, so to speak. I am basically going to have Andrew share his screen and get people to fill out for next week's event.
I have some.
Just give me a moment.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
Well,
do you want me to say it from here?
right after that, I will announce the winner
Okay.
of table topics. And I have this ribbon for this person. Even if this person is me, which is not. Okay, so share your screen, Andrew.
Give me a second.
All right.
There it is.
Okay, so, you got to log in, I think. Oh, okay, there we go. So, Jane, yeah.
What's up?
Anyone want to do Toastmaster of the evening or general evaluator? Beautiful. Wow, just right straight to it. Hold no punches. General evaluator, anyone?
Yeah, why not? I'll do it again.
Okay. We'll worry about helper roles later on. Topics master. Topics master. I mean, I guess I'll do it if we truly have 3 speakers, 2 icebreakers, Miss Niv and Miss Mallory, and Robert Riggs. I'll do that. Okay, so evaluators, anyone? Well, Tammy, I guess, is going to evaluate. Didn't know about that. That just leaves Lee Walker and Sandeep and
I'll be evaluator.
Okay, all right, evaluator. Great. Got this meeting pretty much tightened up already. All right, you can save it.
I'll save it before anyone changes their mind.
So you guys are both prepared to give your icebreakers next week? Thinking it over?
Yeah.
Thought about all sorts of stuff. You can contact me, you can contact David, you can contact Andrew, you can contact your mentor, if you have chosen some sort of mentor. Yeah, definitely contact me or I'll reach out to you later on this week. Okay, so best speech goes to Lee Walker. Good job, buddy. Best evaluator goes to Sean Markle. And she said it over and over again during her table topic. Mallory. Mallory is best table topic. Woo! Mallory. Want to say a couple things?
Thank you, guys, and August, remember, costume, lion costume, Mallory. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you all for attending this event. Bring your friends, bring your family next week. And anyone else have anything? All right, Andrew, you have got some music prepared?